There's not many people in this world who will go, hey, come into my backyard. You want to learn something? I'll teach you a skill. I'll teach you a trade. I'll teach you something that will help further your life and allow you to be always useful. You know, I mean, not many people will let a 16-year-old boy come in and start running a CNC mill and teach you, okay, so this is how it works. You do this, and then it runs the program. Or a CNC lathe, and the same thing. You know, those parts are, those are not cheap pieces of equipment. It's there's a lot of trust.
The GoFundMe that we're trying to do here is to just get us back whole. After that, we're solvent. So if we can raise that amount of money, we preserve this. It's a super cheap date. These kids, if I had to add up each and every one of them what they would spend to go to college or try to learn, 80 grand wouldn't even touch it.
Young men and women can learn skills and trades, things that'll last them into the future. Automotive, auto mechanics, auto body, welding, general construction tech, machinist tech, things that you just couldn't just go in any other backyard and learn. Painting, everything, anything you can think of, if it's here, there's the knowledge to get it. So please, help out and just spread the word.
Nothing beats, you go to a classroom and they teach you, but nothing beats being right there and having your hands in it and going, you got to figure it out. Here, I'll give you some coaching, I'll give you a little idea of where I think you should head, and then you take off. It makes you sharp. You know, you think, you use your head, you solve problems, and when you get it figured out, there's just no better feeling.
It's a really, really sad idea to think this place going away, and not only for us, but also for the future generations of people that are going to be coming through here. You know, there's already some people younger than us that are coming in and really getting started on learning some of their skills. So to think that could go away is really, really a sad thought.
It gives me just the open and available opportunity to do my art. I mean, these like two little Vegetas I made those in the shop. I have a whole process of how I make them, and I wouldn't have that without the shop. This is an incredible opportunity for people like me or for the young guys that are outside. This is an incredible place. We're doing everything we can to save this place on our own, but any little bit of help that can be offered is unbelievably appreciated.
There's a lot of ways to get things done as long as you don't limit your possibilities. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's the underlying theme here, is there are no limited possibilities here.
Yep, and Randy showed us that.
Yeah.
I picked up a lot. Like, he's a really good teacher. He's very patient, takes his time. It's like a family. We're not friends, we're like family.
If you go like to a trade school to learn something like fabricating or CNC, lathe work, anything like that, of course you're going to pay for it, but they're going to teach you what they expect you to be taught, and then that's what you learn. Whereas here, let's say you get hired on. He's like, hey, we're doing some work on a car. I need you to help with some body work. Before you know it, a few months passes. Now you know how to use a CNC machine. You've got the hand lathe. You know how to use sanders, buffers, all these different tools. And all you wanted to do was fix the carburetor on your car. So it really, it just grounds you in a place where you're not limited to what you need or what you can do. It's more of, what do you want to do? How can we make this work?
Hayden and I are both pretty big Jeep guys. Hayden more so than me, especially from working there and being a service rider. He learned a lot about how they work and what goes into them. And both of us drive Wranglers, so we've both put lift kits on ours. And then that has turned around into another opportunity for us installing lift kits on people's Jeeps. A lot of the local shops are very, very expensive when it comes to that kind of work, but if you can figure out how to do it, then it's just something else you can add to your skill set.
They figured out how to do it. The shop is what provided them the ability to do it. They have the lift out there, all the tools, and they went out and figured it out and got good at it. And it's done, and the people drive away and they're happy. So the facility here, not me. I didn't teach you guys anything on that. You guys figured that out on your own. Yeah. But you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it if you didn't have this place to come.
Hayden's sitting there right now telling me, hey, Zach got his lift kit in the mail, so we're probably going to be installing that one.
Yeah, we've got a forerunner that we're doing. When I started here, I was about 19 years old. I had just quit my first job out of high school, which was working as a mechanic at Toyota. And yeah, I learned a lot, and it was a lot of fun, but I was really bored. And I wanted something with a little bit more purpose, something less mundane, and less, I'm just doing oil changes every day and stuff like that. So when my buddy Spencer found this place, and I came and I checked it out, and I saw some of the stuff they were doing here, I quit like the next day. And I started just coming here every day and seeing what I could do and what I could learn. It's been an amazing journey. It has taught me so much about work ethic and owning a business.
Hi guys, my name is Luke Farnsworth. I'm the project manager for the GoFundMe of the American Skill Factory. So some backstory on the situation we're in here. A while ago, Randy loaned some money to some friends and business partners of his for an upcoming investment opportunity that they had. Now, due to the death of one of those business partners and some unforeseen circumstances, they were unable to pay back that money to Randy, and they won't be able to anytime in the future. Now, Randy got the money for them by taking out a loan against his property. And over the course of a few years, with them not being able to pay back their portion of that loan, he has been forced to cover the cost of that loan himself. So Randy went to the bank in the hopes of restructuring his loan so that he could cover the cost of the loan and be able to afford living. Now, over the course of a couple years in that process of restructuring the loan, they were never able to come to a final agreement on new cost versus the loan money and settlement. Eventually the bank said that they had had enough and that they wanted Randy to come up with the full portion of the money he owed now, and they've placed him into foreclosure. Right now, Randy owes to about the tune of $200,000. Now that isn't the amount of money that we're trying to create with this GoFundMe. Randy himself has been hard at work over the past couple of years trying to raise the money against what he owes so that he can pay it back himself. And right now he's been able to raise about $110,000 of that. What we're coming to you guys for is the last 80 to 90 grand. We think that given the time we have left before we have to pay it back, we'll be able to raise some more money and cover the overall cost with your guys' help. On paper right now, we have about 8 weeks to finish raising this money. Now that might change due to the coronavirus and banks extending foreclosures, but we can't afford to take that risk. We're coming to you guys in the hopes that you can find it in your hearts to give a little bit of money to help us keep a place that's incredibly important to us open and functioning. The American Skill Factory has been a huge part of my life for the past 8 years. It's taught me more than any of my schooling has about how to take care of myself, control my personal finances, and become an entrepreneur. People in my area and the people all around the world deserve an opportunity to have this experience and to be able to grow from great mentors like Randy. With your help, I hope that we can save this place and keep it open for everyone to enjoy.
This is not a place that can be lost. Or so many people will lose a big part of themselves.
Never in my wildest dreams I'd ever imagined I'd be part of an operation or a program or an entity that had such profound influence on these young guys, and it's been an honor to teach them and to educate them and to bring them along and see the progressions that they've made in their lives. And for the life of me, I can't imagine this not being something that we can keep. And so we are doing everything we possibly can to keep this place alive. And I hope that there's somebody out there that will help us out. We would appreciate it much.
I want to talk about something interesting with all of you, the audience. I'm Carl. I'm a filmmaker and a friend for a lot of the people here. And there's a theory called the 6 degrees of separation that I'd like to bring up. And it's the idea that you could be around people greatly influential in your life that you may never realize or know, and you could be going by them every day, you know, walking by them, taking the bus, driving to work, and you won't know that that person is going to greatly affect your life until you reach that point of contact. And coming here to help them with this GoFundMe project, I felt like was a big example of that. I've known Jordan, I've known Luke, I've known Eugene, Levi, a lot of the faces that you saw in this, you know, this home, this family. And I grew up with them, all while not knowing anything about this, and this incredible experience that we got to share with you in these trying times. And I really hope that it's affected you as much as it's affected me.